Stay vigilant while others remain unaware. This Libra moon is quietly transforming everything around us. Few are discussing this approaching lunar event in Libra. Many will dismiss it because it's not a full moon or similarly dramatic event, but that's precisely what makes it significant. The most profound transformations don't arrive with fanfare and warning signs. They slip in unnoticed until suddenly everything feels different. If you're experiencing an unusual sensation today, like an internal force gently pulling at your consciousness, you're not alone. Though the moon hasn't yet reached its position, its influence is already present. This Libra moon may be subtle, but for those attuned to spiritual energies, the transformation is unmistakable. It's guiding you toward profound introspection, solitude, and something more, something that escapes most people's notice. But if you're reading this now, you're different from the majority, and within hours, you'll understand exactly what I'm describing. Many dismiss this moon's influence. They think, I'm not a Libra, so this doesn't concern me. This misconception makes them particularly vulnerable. This isn't about zodiac signs. It's about an energetic shift that affects everyone. The Libra moon is drawing all of us into deep contemplation, regardless of our readiness. Those who believe themselves immune often experience the strongest effects. People are about to encounter something unexpected. Perhaps it's an unusual quietness, as if time itself has paused. Maybe it's a profound sense of separation, or possibly something even more extraordinary is approaching. If you believe you're immune to these effects, reconsider. What if this universal force is intentionally guiding you toward solitude? Recently, have you noticed the world seeming more distant? Are conversations becoming sparse, relationships feeling remote, or do you find yourself increasingly alone? Perhaps plans consistently fall through. Maybe you sense an unusual stillness around you, like invisible forces are shifting behind the scenes. This isn't coincidental or isolated to you. The Libra moon on February 15th is orchestrating these exact circumstances. It's not random, it's purposeful intervention. The universe is creating distance between you and distractions because significant changes are imminent. You're being separated from life's chaos and noise to clearly perceive what's approaching. While many resist isolation, consider if solitude might be the catalyst for true transformation. When did you last embrace silence and truly listen? Not to external voices or others' opinions, but to the messages trying to reach you from beyond. This isn't loneliness, it's preparation, and what follows is truly remarkable. The universe doesn't communicate in whispers, it resonates until you finally understand. Have you noticed recurring patterns, a particular phrase, a persistent dream, or an inexplicable feeling that returns despite your attempts to ignore it? These aren't coincidences, they're messages, and this moon is amplifying their significance. Consider this perspective. The universe always signals before major shifts, but most people miss these signs, too consumed by daily distractions and personal noise. This time is different. This moon is forcing patterns to repeat. If you're encountering the same numbers, symbols, or unexpected emotional surges, it's demanding your attention. These messages will persist until comprehension dawns. Ask yourself, what thought keeps returning to your consciousness? What lesson are you avoiding? Because after today, ignoring these messages won't be possible. Have you ever experienced a sudden disconnection from your surroundings? Feeling out of place or time? Perhaps even reality? It's disconcerting, isn't it? Like moving through a dream while others remain oblivious. Conversations feel artificial. Reality seems distant, more like observing than participating. Despite efforts to connect, an invisible barrier remains. What if this sense of displacement isn't a burden but a signal? This isn't temporary or random. It's already unfolding. When the Libra moon arrives, it will intensify these sensations, pulling back the veil of illusion, revealing truth beneath appearance. Here's the reality. You're not meant to fit into the current paradigm. As everything shifts, increased awareness naturally creates distance from artificiality. Familiar relationships feel foreign. Comfortable places become unsettling. It's like awakening to realize you've been living someone else's life, because essentially, you have. The universe is deliberately misaligning you from outdated patterns to guide you toward your authentic path. Currently, those truly connected are experiencing this on an indescribable level. It transcends mere loneliness. It's complete detachment from obsolete patterns, beliefs, and former versions of yourself. This is where the challenge begins. Some will react with panic, desperately trying to maintain old connections, habits, and identities to preserve normalcy. Others will embrace the isolation, recognizing it as renewal. Sometimes, the universe must remove everything familiar before revealing your true destination, and that process is beginning now. Most will wake tomorrow feeling unchanged. They'll continue their routines as usual. But for the truly aware, this night marks the beginning of irreversible change. This Libra moon isn't seeking attention or creating spectacle. Its subtlety is precisely what makes it powerful. The most significant transformations occur quietly, in whispers, during moments of apparent normalcy. Tonight is one such moment. Currently, some are experiencing unusual phenomena, perhaps déjà vu, recurring symbols or phrases, or dreams that repeat like messages trying to break through. The universe doesn't communicate with everyone, only those meant to receive its messages. This creates division. Some will ignore these signs, dismiss their intuition, convince themselves nothing is happening. They'll continue unconsciously, unaware that transformation has begun. Then there are others who sense the shift, who feel deeper currents moving beneath surface reality, who instinctively know something approaches, even if they can't articulate it. If you're among them, if you feel this change resonating within, understand, your perceptions are valid. Your experience is real. You're simply ahead of collective awareness. Most won't understand, but those who do will recognize these signs, and eventually, everyone will follow. What happens when the universe reflects truth you've been avoiding? This moon isn't merely illuminating. It's revealing, often unexpectedly. If you've been avoiding something, an emotion, a truth, an aspect of yourself, tonight it surfaces. This Libra moon acts as a cosmic mirror, forcing confrontation with buried aspects, old wounds, unspoken thoughts, unresolved regrets. The longer you avoid them, the more intensely they manifest. Here's the extraordinary aspect. These effects extend beyond mental experience. You might notice reality behaving strangely, repeated conversations, unusual behavior in others, unexpected emotional surges. Your reality is subtly bending, reflecting internal truth back to you. This isn't punishment, it's necessary revelation. Consider the principle that what we resist persists. If you've been avoiding inner truth, this moon ensures confrontation becomes unavoidable. You might encounter situations that force acknowledgement of ignored issues, or perhaps memories surface unexpectedly, seemingly random but persistent. This isn't mere nostalgia. It's meaningful communication. Remember, this isn't punishment but opportunity. Recurring reflections indicate necessary resolution before progression becomes possible. Most won't recognize these patterns. They'll experience unexplained unease, irritability, or emotional fluctuations without understanding why. They'll attribute it to external factors, weather, mood, poor sleep. But beneath these explanations, hidden truth emerges. Everything appears normal until suddenly it doesn't. February 15th might initially seem unremarkable. Another ordinary day. That's the deception. Calm before transformation. Have you experienced absolute silence, so complete it becomes almost tangible? That's this Libra moon's effect. It's creating void space, stillness, deceptive normalcy before significant shift occurs. One moment everything's familiar. The next, consciousness alters, like sudden awakening from an unrecognized dream. Some will experience unexpected emotional surges, sudden understanding, like missing pieces falling into place. Old thoughts might resurface forcefully, past situations demand renewed attention, or realizations arrive with stunning clarity. Others will encounter external signs, unusual interactions, seemingly orchestrated coincidences, direct universal communication, perfect timing radio messages, repeated phrases, persistent symbols appearing everywhere. Some will experience physical manifestations, energy fluctuations, momentary disorientation, atmospheric changes, anticipatory sensations. This isn't imagination. It's energetic realignment. Cosmic forces are arranging new patterns, regardless of individual readiness. This shift's danger lies in its subtlety. The Libra Moon works quietly. It's not dramatic or obvious. It's like an ocean current. Its pull unnoticed until return becomes impossible. Some will recognize it immediately. Others will wake tomorrow feeling inexplicably different. Persistent awareness that something has fundamentally changed. Those who ignored these signs will struggle to adjust for weeks afterward. You can choose awareness or denial, but once this shift stabilizes, there's no reversal. Most will sleep through this night, wake up, and continue normally. But subconsciously, they'll sense change. This transformation doesn't announce itself. It operates behind scenes, quietly adjusting reality's framework. This is where misunderstanding occurs. People assume significant changes must be obvious. They ignore intuitive whispers, waiting for dramatic signs that never come. Energy often works differently. Sometimes, subtle shifts create the most profound changes. The universe offers awakening opportunities without forcing awareness. Consider this. Have you felt recent unease, sensing building energy without clear understanding? This moon isn't about immediate dramatic change. It's establishing foundations for future developments. It's rearranging reality in ways that become apparent gradually. Here's reality. Some will never notice these changes. They'll continue normally, ignoring subtle signs, disconnecting relationships, unexpected emotional responses, patterns of opportunity or challenge. They'll dismiss these as coincidence, but those who remain aware, who listen carefully, will recognize this moment's significance. If you've stayed with me this far, thank you for your attention. If this content resonates, please consider subscribing. Your support is deeply appreciated. Share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.